Congratulations on completing the technical setup of your email infrastructure. Now let us move on to technical copy setup. So it is different from copywriting. Here in technical copy setup, there are some things that you don't want to mess up to shut down your entire cold email campaign. It is actually very different from copywriting. Copywriting is the art of persuading your readers, customers into your sales funnel. But at the same time, technical copywriting is different. It is about how many words you should include in your first cold email, avoiding spam trigger words, text-only emails, using spin tags, avoiding overlinking in the first email, etc. So let us discuss about technical copy, and you don't want to mess this up. You don't have to think or get creative with your mind here in technical setup. You can be as creative as you want in your copies by using copywriting, which we are going to cover in the next section. But these are some of the things or some of the check marks that you have to check in order to avoid landing in spam folder. So let us cover everything one by one. And a lot of people don't know this and uses this type of mistake in their cold email campaign, and they will never figure out why my copy or why my open rate is so low. It is because of these silly or these small issues that can have a huge impact later on in your cold campaigns. That's why we will cover everything that you need to know about how to run a successful cold email campaigns, and we are not missing out anything. Trust me, after this course, you will understand everything that you need to know in order to run a successful cold email campaigns. So let us get started. The goal here is to improve email deliverability and avoid landing in spam folder. So let us start with spin tags. Spin tags is sending different version or different variation of your CTA, which is call to action, or text to, let's say, 1,000 people. So here is the first copy, here is the second copy, and here is the third copy. There is micro copy difference between these three examples. For instance, the first example is, let's jump on a call. Are you free today? Keen for a demo? Why we are using spin tags is because our email service providers or ESPs will think that we are sending different copies or different emails to different person versus sending the same copy to, let's say, 1,000 people. So they will put us into mass cold emailing filter, and we will decrease our email deliverability and longevity. But by using spin tags, although we are changing a very small percentage of our emails by using spin tags, we are increasing our email deliverability with zero to minimal extra efforts. The game that we are playing here is to trick our ESPs into thinking that we are a genuine person with genuine interest to engage in a conversation via email. Alright, I hope you understand how you can use spin tags to increase your email deliverability, and don't worry about it. It is very easy to create spin tags from different variation of your copies, and we will cover that in further sections. Another perk of using spin tags is you will be able to see for free which copywriting format is most effective in converting your readers to your clients and customer. Second point you want to consider here is send your cold emails in plain and simple text. Don't include any HTML code or any HTML elements like header, footer, because a lot of time people use headers or footers in their cold emails, which drastically decrease your email deliverability because it contains HTML codes. Therefore, my suggestion is to remove any HTML element from your cold emails, and I have seen 50 to 60% increase in my deliverability, and therefore reply rate in moving from HTML emails to plain text emails. And every software has this option of using and sending emails in plain text without any HTML code into it. The third point here is to keep all of your email copies under 150 words. Yes, it might be tough and challenging for you to create that concise email copy, but trust me, it will improve your email engagement score. For example, open rates, reply rates, because it makes it so easy for people to read and understand your message, rather than creating complex words and technical jargons which might land you in spam folder because you might be using some of the spam keywords that you might not be aware of. And last but not least, keep your email copy in 2 to 3 paragraphs, with each paragraph having 1 to 2 sentences. Make it short, make it concise, make it clear, and make it authentic and loyal to your brand. And what I have seen that most of the people uses their mobile phone from reading their emails. So whenever you are typing your email in your desktop or PC, you might be seeing so many white spaces. But at the same time, when you're reading that email from your mobile phone, there will be a huge wall of texts and people will eventually ignore your emails. So trust me, keep your email copies under 150 words and you will have a huge engagement rate. Moving on to the next point, which is prevent using spam keywords in your copies. Keywords like lowest price, $1 million, money back, no cost, 100% free, price, profit. These are some of the examples of spam keywords. And if you are using them again and again in your email copies, Google NLP or Google Natural Language Processing will think that you are very aggressive, salesy, and your copies sound too pushy. So what Google NLP will do for a future cold email is put them in spam folder. That's it, game over. Therefore, you don't want to trigger Google NLP as it is getting smarter and smarter every single day in case of spam keywords and spam filters. So what's the solution for this? Well, we are going to use the best spam checker, which is an inbuilt feature in the tool that we are going to use to send out our cold emails. So don't worry about it. We will cover everything in practical guide. But right now it is very important for you to understand the technical term, the fundamental of successful cold email campaigns. Next thing you want to avoid doing is overlinking your first cold email. As you already know that we are using custom tracking domain, which is already a link. So we are using one link in our first cold email already. So you don't want to put another link like book a meeting, book a call, or for your website or anything like that. It will drastically reduce your email deliverability and we don't want that. But after a reply or after a follow-up email, you can put as many image, video, file or link that you want. But trust me, you don't want to overlink your first cold email. Alrighty guys, after that, don't use images in your first cold email. There is something called word to image ratios which triggers promotional content. If that ratio is high, that could means that image could be hosted on spam comment sites, as known as sites commonly used by spammers. So avoid using any image, any videos in your first cold email. Furthermore, avoid using link shorteners. ESPs or your email service providers have some crazy theory that link shorteners are mostly used by spammers. Then by you using the link shorteners, you are a spammer too. So avoid using any link shortener, for example tinyurl, bit.ly, etc. Next is don't use your primary domain or your company domain. Cold emails by nature have deteriorating impacts or deteriorating deliverability. Therefore, protect primary domains from blacklisting and use secondary domains from your cold email campaigns. After that, avoid sending the same copy to everyone. For instance, if you are sending 10,000 emails every single day with the same copy without any variation, you will flag as mass cold emailer or mass mailing. Therefore, you will decrease your email longevity. So use spin text to avoid this. So yes, these were some of the common mistakes that a lot of people make in their cold email campaigns and how you can avoid them very easily by using some of this variation, by using no links in your first cold email, no images, no HTML codes, using spin text to create variation, etc. etc. I hope you understand my point that we don't want to mess this thing here. It is very easy, it doesn't require any thinking or it doesn't require any creativity of your brain. You can use as many creative or you can be as creative as you want in writing your copies. But don't use these spam words or anything like that in your copy to decrease your email longevity and deliverability. You now know everything about technical configuration, technical copy setup, as well as email warm-ups. But there are a bunch of things in each of those segments. So is there any checklist? Yes, I have created this Bulletproof email deliverability checklist, where I have divided this checklist into technical configuration, technical copy, email warm-up, and the last thing is campaign control, which I am going to cover in this lecture. This Google Sheet file will be available in the resource section, so make sure to check it out. All you need to do is click on this link, open it, click on files, make a copy, and then you will be able to modify and make changes in this CSV. These are some of the tasks or checklists you have to check mark in order to run a successful cold email campaign. I have divided priorities in 3 parts. So the first is compulsory. It is mandatory, there is no excuse or no talk about it. Then high priority, and last is low priority or have a look once. Then we have status for our task. For example, if you are yet to set up your DNS record, click on not started. If you have completed your DNS record, click on completed. If this is in progress, click on in progress. That way you will be easily skim and scan through all of the tasks and their status. Lastly, we have the description of our task. So if you have any concern or question, you can easily read the description, and if you still want to understand it better, go back to our lectures. We have covered everything from here. We have added this new checkmark of campaign control, where our first checkmark is include unsubscribe option, and it is set to compulsory. Yes, it is compulsory because it is a part of Can Spam Act of email deliverability. So if you don't know about that law, I will cover that in further lecture. But as of now, you can say from this example, you should include unsubscribe or click to unsubscribe in your emails because it is mandatory. As well as the second option is you could use this unsubscribe button right next to your domain or right next to your mail. And there is maybe another unsubscribe button here as well. Alright, so it is very important and don't forget about it. After that, we have maintain do not contact or DNC list. So basically these are the people who have unsubscribed from our emails, and we don't want to disturb them again, because if you keep on sending like 4 to 5 times to those people who have unsubscribed, they will click on report phishing, report spam, and your entire email deliverability will drop drastically. If that email address is not valid and you have sent your email address to that, it will bounce your email, and that is what is known as bouncing. And there is bouncing rate. For instance, if you send 100 cold emails and only one email bounce, you will have positive sender reputation and your email longevity will increase. But unfortunately, sometimes if you are targeting those people who are constantly changing their job, their work email will be likely to change. And if you are sending cold emails to their last work email place, it will bounce. And if your bounce rate grows more than 4 to 5%, your entire email deliverability and longevity will crush to ground. And the optimal bounce rate could be less than 2%. So aim from less than 2 to 3%, that's it. In addition to that, send your emails without any HTML tag, code or element, as well as check your domain if they are blacklisted or not. Alright, so feel free to play around with this bulletproof email deliverability checklist and just make a copy because it is very useful, and you can easily skim and scan through your status of your task, and these are the priority. Don't change the priority, only change the status here. Amazing guys, we are done with the technical configuration, theoretical part, as well as we are done with the technical copy setup. Now in the next section onwards, we are going to look at lead generation, offer creation and copywriting. Alright, I am very excited for it and I will see you in the next sections. It's time to deep dive into copywriting mastery, where you will understand how to write those copies that will truly resonate with your audience and turn your cold emails into meetings and clients. Now this is not your normal copywriting, mind that. Email copywriting is totally different thing. It is not similar to writing a newsletter or an article. Basically there are two types of email copywriting. The first is copywriting from cold emails and the second is copywriting from email marketing. And I hope you understand the difference between copywriting from cold emails and email marketing. And good for you, we are going to cover both of these modules in much detail. I don't want to leave you hanging in any place. So in this section, we will discuss entirely on copywriting from cold emails, and in further section, we will understand how to write copies from email marketing. Also don't forget that we are going to also cover how to leverage the power of AI in order to write our emails and copies for us. So don't forget that it is right after copywriting from email marketing, and you will be able to find a new section which is how to write copies with using AI. The thumbnail rule of cold email is don't make it sound like it is a cold email. This statement is bold, but at the same time it is 100% right. You might be saying that, Manthan, we are writing cold email, so it will feel like it is a cold email. But no, copywriting from cold email is totally different. Most of the people make this mistake by starting from their first cold email. They are continuously selling and selling. Your goal should not to be sell at first, but your goal should to be capture attention, intrigue them and spark curiosity within them. Cold emailing is not a one-time thing. For example, you send your emails to all of your prospects and they will right away buy your service or offer. No, it is all about building relationships and sparking curiosity within them one by one and in a step-by-step manners. And that is what makes a successful cold email campaign. Most of the people think that sending one cold email will do all of the work from them, but when the result comes, they have zero conversion and zero clients. Now they will feel frustrated and quit cold emailing and saying that cold emailing doesn't work. What I'm trying to say here is put yourself in your audience shoes. For instance, if you send me one cold email, will I buy right away your offer or your service? No, because I don't know who you are, I don't know your credibility or your reputation, and that's why it doesn't work like that. First of all, we have to trigger that curiosity of our audience or our ICP by using some of the compelling subject lines, that preview text that we get or the first line that we get in our emails, CTAs or call to action, and crafting a personalized copy that will deeply resonate with our audience. After that, we can start building relationship with our audience by following a sequence of cold email structure. I will cover that in further lectures. But as of now, you should understand this important point. Consider a simple funnel of 3 layers. The first layer is attention or awareness, second is retention, and the third is buying. So we cannot sell directly to the people who are in awareness phase because they don't know who we are, what we do, and how authentic we are. We can sell to our audience after we have provided enough value to them, built a relationship with them, showcase that we are authentic and loyal to our work, as well as you can give some of the testimonials or previously work done to them. Now we have converted our cold leads or cold prospect into warm leads and warm prospect. Now they know who we are, what we do, and how authentic and loyal we are. And now it's a good time to start selling your service or your offer. So I hope you understand what is copywriting for cold email. Copywriting for cold email is both art and science. It is a combination of both. Whether you are writing from 1 lead or 1,000 of your prospect, we have to provide enough value offered to them while keeping on them engaged. And again, I will repeat the thumb rule of cold email is, don't make it sound like it is a cold email. Build a relationship with your audience and then create a sales funnel that we have talked about, and then you can start nurturing those warm leads because we have converted our cold prospect into warm leads. Let us summarize the topics that we have talked in this lecture. First is establish reputation and credibility with humility to your audience. Second is trigger curiosity of our audience. Gain their attention and convince them to do something after reading our email. That can be reply to the email, or if you are using a harder CTA, which is schedule a call, convince them to schedule a call. But make sure that your email body is short. It is under 150 words or maximum 5 to 6 paragraphs, with each paragraph having 1 to 2 sentences. Then write your copy in simple, straightforward and concise way. Don't include all of the technical jargons and all of the English words that you know. Just keep your copy simple and easy to understand to our audience. And last but not least, use low resistance CTA or softer CTA. That could be replying them back to your email rather than complex sales pitch or high resistance CTA like schedule a meeting or book a call. This type of CTAs are higher resistance CTAs. What I mean by that is, if you like to book a call, no one has time right now. No one has free time or free schedule or free calendar to book a call with you. But if you are using softer CTA at the same time, like reply to this email if you want further information, that could be a low resistant. But booking the meeting or scheduling a call is much on the higher resistant end. Don't use them in the first cold email. Use softer CTAs or low resistance CTAs. A successful cold email copy consists of these 4 elements. The first is compelling subject line. If you are not using interesting subject lines that stand out from your recipient inbox, you are going to have much lower open rates and ultimately much lower conversion and sales. I think that crafting a compelling subject line can drastically impact your entire cold email campaign in a positive manner. The second element is writing your introduction line with a personalized touch to our audience. So what is personalization? Personalization is, for example, using the recipient name in the first introduction line, researching about their job roles, their company, where they are based from, to add that personalized touch to our copy, so that it will not seem like a generic message or generic cold email that we send out to 10,000 of people. But we are using personalization, for example, their website name, or addressing their pain points or solving their concerns, so that our cold email will become unique to every single person in our list. Simply by using a basic personalization of using our prospect name in the first or introduction line can spark curiosity within them and trigger them to open our cold email. The third element that make our audience to read our cold email is how valuable is your offer. Again, I am emphasizing on the point that don't try to direct sell to your audience. Provide valuable offer to our audience, addressing their pain points, their concerns, their questions, along with the last element, which is CTA or call to action. So when you are starting out or when you are sending your first cold email, try to use a soft CTA, not a hard CTA. For example, a soft CTA could be, see what our customers are saying. Now let us compare this soft CTA to a harder CTA. Schedule your free call, slots are filling up fast. Another example of soft CTA could be, want another example? At the same time, this harder CTA could be, request a demo or upgrade right now. So don't try to use hard CTA right away in your first cold emails. First of all, try to build relationship with your audience, provide enough value to them, then earn their trust and gain their confidence. And now as you move on to your email sequence, you can try to hard sell in your third or fourth cold email. Alright, let us understand this even better with an example. Consider this ideal scenario where we are selling or providing a solution of a development tool. The first element is crafting a compelling subject headline. We can say like, do you use any development tool? So this is quite interesting subject line because we are asking the question to our audience or to our recipient. And in our human psychology, whenever someone asks any question to us, we tend to at least listen to their question and promptly answer to their question. So consider this similar analogy with cold email. Whenever we are questioning our prospect or our audience, we are triggering our prospect psychology so that they read our entire cold email and much better, they reply back to us. So you can use this kind of subject line where we are asking question to our audience. After that, the second element was using introduction line with a personalized touch to our recipient, starting with their first name. And again, it is very basic and simple personalization, but even by using this, you can start slowly building credibility and trust with your audience. And then comes the main part, where we will grab their attention by using advanced personalization. In this instance, I am saying that I saw your work on this website name. This is a variable. It will change from every prospect about this specific API or development topic. And I thought that I should share something to make your workflow even smoother. Here we are providing value, or here we are addressing a pain point to our customer. So this is our introduction line where we have used this advanced personalization in order to trigger our audience attention and curiosity to read the rest of the email. Now we will provide value to our prospect to help them in any way, shape or form with your product or your service. As you can see, building APIs can be time taking. But what if you could speed this process by automating this trickiest part? And then we have provided our offer. With my tool name or with your development tool name, you can automate repetitive tasks, enhance collaboration, save countless hours. So yes, this is what is perfect offer feels like, which is both valuable and not salesy or not you are being too pushy. And after that, closing our cold email with a CTA. And as you can see that it is a softer CTA. I am not saying that buy my development tool right away or this limited time offer, but I am using a softer CTA, which is let me know if you like more information or brief overview about my tool. And then I am ending the cold email with my name. That's it. That's all you need to do in order to create a successful cold email. First of all, include a compelling subject headline, then use introduction line with a personalized touch addressing their pain points or their concerns, then provide valuable offer to them, ending with a softer CTA. This is what a first cold email should look like. Let us compare this email with all of the technically copy setup that we have talked about earlier in this course. So the first was using less than 150 words in our copy. So yes, it is less than 150 words. Further on, we didn't use any image or any HTML code, for example header or banner. Did you notice that in this copy, we didn't use a single spam word? For example, guarantee, buy this or limited time offer. We didn't trigger our ESP or email service provider with a spam keyword. So there is a high chance or probability of this email landing in the inbox of our recipients and not in the spam folder. Then we didn't use a single link as well, so that our ESP will not consider us a spammer and our email deliverability will improve and increase. Last but not least, we have added personalization to our cold email copy. Amazing. So let us check in our checklist. We didn't use any inline image. We didn't use any link. We have checked from the spam words. we have added personalization, we can implement syntax. So let me show you how you can use syntax in your cold email copies. Add a bar to your variable, and this time we can use, let's say, last name. Then add another bar, we can say full name. That way, if you have 1000 cold emails to send, we have divided them by 333, 333 and 333. You can do that same from CTS as well. Let us remove all of the painting. We can say, feel free to reach out for more details. Feel free to reach out for more info or details. Then you can add another variable, want more info, something like that. So yes, now we have added syntax to our copy as well. And we have checkmark all the tasks in technical copy. And trust me, your email deliverability and longevity will improve significantly. This is just one example of a successful cold email copy. You can add as many customization or personalization you like in your offer, in your CTS, in your subject line, so feel free to do it. As well as I will provide this email copy in the resource section so that you can compare your copy. You can use as a guide or as a starting point for your cold email campaign. Or better, you can use screenshot on your own PC to screenshot this successful email copy and use it further on with your cold email campaigns. Alright, that's all for this lecture, but let us understand copywriting in much more advanced and detailed way in further lectures. I will see you there. After you have done this amazing work creating a successful email copy, you will start getting response or reply to your email. And now it's time to pitch your service or your offer or your product to your audience. But these are some of the common things or common mistakes that most of the people do, and avoid doing them. The first is, don't promise moon and sun to your audience. In other words, avoid overpromising. These are some of the promising that you will not be able to meet with your audience. Avoid using them. Don't try to taking them into your sales funnel or taking them into your offer by overpromising. It will hurt your brand reputation and your credibility in the long term. As well as avoid promotional language. Using guarantee word often and often, limited time offer, buy now. Avoid using this promotional language because they already know what do you offer. They already know what is your solution. Now it's time to prove your loyalty and trust to them. So avoid using this type of overpromising as well as avoid using promotional language in your emails. Now let me show you how you can write preview text with a personalization touch to it. So as you can remember from our last example, this was our personalization or our introduction line with a personal touch. So we are using the website name. So how do we know that our prospect is using the website name or this specific API or development tool? Well, we have to personalize or enrich our prospect. And there are tons of AI enrichment tools available out there so that you don't have to do manual prospecting for each and every single one of your client, saving you countless numbers of hours simply by using AI into your sales and marketing funnel. After enriching your prospect, you can literally get any information about your prospect as you need. For instance, which school they attended, are their company B2B or B2C, what are their pricing model or what are their subscription model, literally anything. So use personalization and enrich your prospect according to your pain point, according to your offer, according to your service or your product. My one piece of advice would be, get creative with personalization. Use different sorts and different type of personalization. Let me show you some of the examples. You can use achievement of your prospect as personalization. For instance, you can give them compliment like, I just finished reading your feature in Forbes. What an achievement. Increasing this company revenue by this number under this time period is truly remarkable. We will replace those variables with every single prospect details so that you don't have to manually sit and type email from every single one of them. We will use these variables in our cold email campaign. But as of now, understand the person who is reading our email on the other side of the screen. Like after reading this introduction or icebreaker, they will be mind blown because they will feel that we have done some research, we have put all the efforts and hard work to research about them and then reach out to them. And they will feel obliged to reply to your email. Second type of personalization that you can enrich about your prospect is the promotion. And then you can give compliments like, huge congratulations on your promotion to this role at this company. I can't wait to see this amazing work you will do in your new role. third type of personalization you can do for is post. Like any post on LinkedIn post, it could be a Twitter post, it could be a Facebook post. And you can say, I was browsing your blog post or I was browsing your LinkedIn post and really enjoyed it. Your article or your LinkedIn post on productivity hacks stood out and I'm eager to put all of these strategies to use right away. And last but not least, you can use product launch as a personalization. For instance, the new software looks awesome. I can't wait to try it right away. So what are we trying to achieve here is start building relationship with your prospect, like getting to know them, getting to know their pain points, their concerns, and then we can pitch our offer with our product or with our service. But every coin has a two side. Personalization can help you or hurt your cold email campaign. Whenever you are using personalization with their industry, their job title, or their location, you are putting your entire cold email into danger. Because people constantly change their job roles, their location, and their industry. And if you are targeting those last industry job roles or their location, they will mark you as spam. Why? Because they are no longer relevant to our offer or our service. And they will mark us as spam and our entire email deliverability will decrease drastically. Therefore, be very cautious with AI personalization. But you can always use their first name. Why? Their first name is never going to change and you can use those basic personalization in your email copies. So in personalization, more is not always better. So be cautious and be careful with AI personalization. Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the most powerful framework of copywriting, which is the 4C formula, or it is also known as 4 horsemen of copywriting. It stands for concise, clear, compelling, and credible. Let us break down this framework by using this MacBook Air ad. The first C is concise. So in copywriting, more is not always better. In this world of short attention span, brevity is key. Take this example of MacBook Air ad, which uses light and speed, two words that captures the product essence: short, sharp, and powerful. Second C is clear. As you can see in the image, there are so many white spaces that makes the product, the fonts, and the title pop out of the screen. The third C is compelling. For instance, new magic keyboard, brilliant retina display, do it all notebook, all day battery life. The points that Apple are trying to convey here are very compelling. It spikes curiosity and grab our attention. And the last C is credible. Credibility builds trust and relationship with your audience and improve your brand visibility. In this example, 100% recycle aluminum. It is not just a claim, it's a fact and testimonial. Therefore, credibility is all about proving your claims are trustworthy and legit. So in conclusion, concise means keep it short and to the point. Second C, make sure that your message is easy to understand. Third C, which is compelling, makes your copy engaging and persuasive. And the last C, which is credible, back up your claims with a fact and trustworthy information. It could be testimonial, it could be reviews, it could be portfolio of the previous work company, like you have done this work for this company and this company, so that you can back up your claims with trustworthy information. Now let us write our email by using this powerful framework. We can start with hi and then first name. Let us imagine this ideal scenario where we provide lead generation as a service to our clients. So we can say something like, I saw your website, or we can replace this with company struggling with lead generation. We provide and then enter your service here, which is obviously lead generation for, let's say, SMB, which is small to medium businesses. I have 3 lead generation ideas that you can implement right away in your company. Here we are providing lead magnet as a value. And if you don't know what is lead magnet, we have discussed that in further lectures. Idea 1, let me just copy it. Now you can also add testimonial, your reviews, or your portfolio work here. We can say our previous clients. You can add your testimonial or review here. For example, we have worked for this company and we have increased their sales by this number in duration of this time. So you can use this, just make it short and simple. And lastly, it's time to introduce our CTA, keen for a chat. Alright, so we are not straight away doing a hard resistant CTA, which is book a meeting or book a call. We are simply saying keen for a chat in the reply. And then your signature. Signature means your name, your company name, and if you want to put your phone number, feel free to do it. And don't put your email address. They already have your email address. So let us compare with 4C. First of all, it is concise. This email is less than 150 words. Our copy is clear because we have only one goal, which is to help this company struggling with lead generation. It is compelling because we have added the ideas. So it is like a free idea. And then credible, which is the review or testimonial. And even if you don't want to add a review to it, it is fine. You can use a softer CTA and then your signature. So that's how you can implement the 4C's formula in any email or even in any cold calling as well as in any newsletter. This framework of copywriting is very powerful, and up to this day, most of the copywriters use this 4C formula or 4 horsemen of copywriting. In the next lecture, we will look into another framework of copywriting, which is hook, bait, and reel. Great content is built around a story. When you effectively tell your story, it creates a visibility equation. Here it is. Credibility plus visibility equals profitability. Your stories establish your expertise and authority when you decide to show up and tell it, and that will create a profitable brand. This is concise and compelling storytelling. Remember, you only have a few seconds to grab your audience attention. Make it count. I want you to think this as a fishing. My dad took me fishing when I was a kid, and I learned that fishing involves a rod, a hook, bait, and the reel. For this illustration, we will focus on the hook, the bait, and the reel. The hook is the opening line of your story. It sets the tone of the topic, and a hook calls out a specific problem or a specific person. The bait on that hook is your story, but not just any story, the one your audience can connect to. They have to see themselves in your story. And finally, the reel is all about how you will reel them into your story. This will be clear call to action, and I have learned on my content creation journey that to tell people what you want to do next, and they will do it. Well, again to summarize, hook, bait, and the reel. It's time to learn about email follow-ups or email sequence, which I consider the meat part of cold email campaigns. Let us start with a staggering statistic. 80% of successful sale via cold email happens after 5 or more than 5 follow-ups, and only 8 to 10% of people have a proper structure of more than 5 emails in their cold email campaign. So what does this tell us? You will have a significant edge if you have even more than 3 follow-ups or more than 3 email series in your cold email campaigns. As you might already be familiar with cold email, it is not about selling your offer or your service right off the bat from your first cold email. It is about building relationship with your ICP and your audience. And how do we build that trust and connection with our lead list? By using a proper structure called email follow-ups. So there are multiple of follow-ups like 3 follow-ups, 10 follow-ups, even 15 to 17 follow-ups. It may depend on your service or your offer, or how long your email structure do you want. But the main advantage of using email follow-ups or email sequence is we can address different pain points, different questions or different concerns about our audience in our entire email follow-up. For example, if we are running a lead generation agency and an outbound agency, and let's say we send out our first cold email saying that we provide outbound service agency to XYZ company, but our audience might have a perfect outbound process for their business. So in our third follow-up email or in our fourth follow-up email, we can say that we also provide lead generation as a service from SMB or small to medium-sized business owners by scraping from LinkedIn, from Instagram, from Twitter, etc. etc. So that audience which already has a perfect outbound process, they might be needing help with lead generation. And that's where we can try a painting now of our audience on different level of our email follow-ups. Let's talk about structuring your sequence by my example, which I use almost all of the time, which is 4 email follow-ups, which is not too long or not too short, or I can say like kind of a sweet spot between the ideal customer profile that I am targeting. But if you are targeting different industry or different niche, It might be, let's say, 10 email follow-ups or sometimes 17 email follow-ups. That's totally up to you. Let's quickly have a look at these 3 examples, and these examples will be in the resource section, so make sure to check it out. Your initial email is your introduction, your chance to make a strong impression with a clear value proposition. It is like you're knocking on the door and you're presenting yourself with your offer or with your value. Now what comes next often determines the success of your cold email campaign, which is second email. Now you don't necessarily need to send out your second email right after the one day. You can give space or you can give time to your audience, and you can send out your second cold email after 3 to 5 days. For example, 3 days after your initial email, send your first follow-up. This is like a gentle reminder. You are not trying to push, just you are trying to stay on the radar of their attention. A week after your initial email, it's time for a follow-up number 2. Here's where you want to introduce a new angle or a new idea or a new offer and add some additional value to your follow-up sequence. Maybe you can share an insight about the industry or give a tip that could really help their business or their agency. Now wait for 1 to 2 weeks, but the timeline is totally up to you, and it's time to send out your third follow-up. This is great time to introduce a case study, a testimonial, a review, or some social proof. Show them how you have helped similar businesses. And finally, at the 3rd week cross mark, send your 4th or usually the final follow-up email. This is your last shot, so make it count, be very clear, and have a compelling CTA or call to action. Let's discuss some of the best practices or some of the mistakes that most of the people do. For example, if you are just saying, "Did you get my last email?" over and over again without providing any value or any lead magnets, you are just being annoying. Just stop it. Keep your email short and focus. Add a new value, new angle, new proposition in each follow-up. Don't be afraid to experiment with your copywriting style in email follow-ups. Mix up your style. Use both questions and statement to engage with your prospect, and always personalize your entire email follow-up on your research and prospecting. Well, speaking of personalization, let's talk about subject line. For example, you can use recipient name or company name, and you can create a sense of urgency or curiosity that we are going to talk about in some of the best email copywriting techniques. But make sure that keep it short and compelling. Something like quick question and then name of your prospect, or like company plus your company or thoughts can work wonders. Again, timing is crucial here. Why I was saying that wait for 1 or 2 weeks or wait for 5 days? Because when you space out your email appropriately, you are not bombarding your prospect and respecting their work schedule and their time zone. For those of you who don't like 4 email follow-ups, can really benefit from this advanced 7-step cold email sequence. This is a really powerful 7-step sequence which is all about persistent, value adding, and strategic follow-up. Let's break it down. Email 1 is your opener or your introduction. It's all about confirming you are talking to the right person, establishing credibility with social proof, and clearly stating your value proposition, as you can see in the email. You will introduce yourself, highlight a recent success, and end up with an open-ended question to encourage engagement. Here we are not adding any link, we are not adding any video or image, we are just knocking the door of our prospect home. Now, email 2 is a gentle reminder sent in the same thread. So there won't be any subject line, we are just replying to our first email. It is short, friendly, and reiterates your offer or a value proposition while inviting questions. This keeps the conversation going without being too pushy and too salesy. The third email introduces an educational or informational lead magnet. In this example, which is a video case study, but this will add value to our prospects' inbox. And as you are teaching and educating them, you will already gain that credibility and trust with your audience. The fourth email is a value lead magnet or valuable gift, something your customer usually have to pay for. This will demonstrate goodwill and give your prospect a taste of what you offer. You are also introducing a CTA or call to action with your calendar link. It's time to put in the links, or like, for example, click here anywhere, because we have already gained the credibility and trust with ESPs as well as with our audience. Moving further, email fifth is a quick follow-up or a nudge email. If you are, let's say, having 17 email follow-up sequence, you cannot provide lead magnets to all of those 17s. And that's why we have to include a nudge to keep the conversation going with our audience. Email 6 offers another valuable lead magnet. This shows your commitment to providing more and more value and taking it a step further. Again, you are including your landing page or your calendar link, making it easy for them to take action, because sometimes replying to email have a very high resistance. But if you include a calendar link, they will easily book, or if you include your website or your landing page link, they will easily click on that. And finally, email 7 is your closing attempt. It's short, direct, and aimed to prompt a decision, either to engage or not. And this is the beauty of this sequence, which is persistence and providing value again and again to our audience. Here you are not just following up, you are continuously providing value with different value proposition or different offer to your audience. This approach keeps you on their mind or on their radar without you being annoying, and it will definitely create a more profitable cold email campaigns. Now you can easily test out your entire cold email follow-ups with different offer, different CTA, different subject line with A/B testing. So what is A/B testing? That's exactly what we are going to cover in the next lecture. I will see you there. A/B testing is one of the most underrated strategies in cold email, but it can completely transform your outreach efforts by 10x or by 100x. So if you haven't heard about A/B testing, you might have heard about split testing or A/B or ABO or A/B optimization. Basically, A/B testing is to test subject lines, to test different offers, test CTAs, to nail the right offer, identify the target perfect audience, and validate your approach. And what's the advantage of using A/B testing? There are literally tons of advantage of using A/B testing. The first is, it can be easily make your entire cold email campaign scalable. So here what you will do is, you will only take 20% of your leads, not divide by 50-50. You will see that which headline or which subject line is working. You will send out 10% from first subject line and another 10% of your lead list for the second subject line. And for instance, if the first subject line has an open rate of 50%, you can easily use that for the rest of the 80% of your lead list. And let's say if your second subject headline has only 25 or 30% of the open rate, you now have answer, or you now know that which is working and which is not, which is the first one which has 50% open rate. So you can use that subject line which has 50% open rate from your rest of the 80% lead list. Even you can disable tracking links now because you already know what is working and what is not. This is just example of two different subject line for A/B testing. You can have variation up to, let's say, 25 different subject lines. And A/B testing is not limited to subject lines. By using A/B testing, you can also validate your offer, what email body structure is working or not, your audience like it short or long, or which CTA or call to action is more appropriate with your audience, or which is working or which is not. We are going to use A/B testing in every single one of our cold email campaigns, but I just want to give you a glimpse or quick overview of A/B testing, what are some advantages and how you can implement in your cold email campaigns. Don't worry, we are going to cover that in much more details. It is better to show you visually than to explain it to you right now. Again, A/B testing is not limited to subject lines, to offers, to CTAs. You can even test, or you can A/B test audience with different cold email campaigns. What do I mean here is, let's say if I am running lead generation and outbound agency example again, if you are sending out two cold email, you can use one from outbound and the second from lead generation. What I mean here is outbound service and lead generation service with the same target audience or with the same target market, and see that target audience is likely to buy lead generation or likely to buy outbound services, and you can easily test that by using A/B testing. So I hope you understand that by using A/B testing, you can easily test out your audience, your subject lines, your offers, your CTAs, your email body, email structure, email follow-up, a lot of things. Alright, don't worry about it. Again, we are going to cover everything in much more details, and I will see you in the next lecture. A/B testing is a step-by-step approach or narrowing down on what works or what not. So stop guessing and start testing. Today, we are going to deep dive into the world of cold email strategies that will completely blow your mind with new ideas, new information, how you can use some different angles, different value proposition in your cold email campaigns. But before we begin, let us acknowledge this fundamental truth. There is no one-size-fits-all approach in cold emailing. The key to success lies in constant testing and improvement. What works from one business might not work for other. That's why we are going to explore a varieties and a wide range of formulas that you can apply right away in your cold email campaigns. 1. BAB formula, before-after bridge. This formula is all about painting a picture. You start by describing the prospect's current situation, before, then present an ideal scenario, after, and finally explain how your product or service can bridge that gap. Example: before, managing multiple social media channels is time-consuming and tedious. After, imagine streamlining all your social media platforms in a single channel. Bridge: our tool automates your SMM workflow, saving you time and maintaining steady lead generation. 2. PASS formula, problem agitate solution. This formula works by identifying a problem, agitating it to create emotional resonance, and then offering a solution. Example: problem: negative reviews are hurting your business. Agitate: it's unfortunate to lose customers due to lack of proper tools. Solution: our tool integrates client data in a unified dashboard to easily track, manage, and resolve customer feedback. 3. Fan dancer formula or cliffhanger. This approach focuses on creating curiosity without revealing too much about your product or service. Example: I have a special tool that can solve pain point and help you achieve prospected goal. Click here to learn more. Link. 4. One-sentence message. In a world of information overload, sometimes less is more. A concise one-sentence email can be surprisingly effective. Example: we bring you a highly personalized cold emailing tool to scale your business. Mind if I share a demo? 5. Video approach. Instead of text, consider using video to stand out in a crowded inbox. Example: I've recorded a video on how you can leverage YouTube Shorts for greater audience reach. If it's something that interests you, I'd be happy to share the link. 6. AIDA formula, attention, interest, desire, action. This classic marketing formula can be adapted for cold emails. Example: attention: are you tired of low conversion rates? Interest: our AI-powered tool has helped businesses increase conversions by 300%. Desire: imagine tripling your sales without increasing your ad spend. Action: book a free demo today to see how it works. 7. Question formula. Start with a thought-provoking question to engage your prospect. Example: what if you could reduce your customer churn rate by 50% in the next 90 days? 8. Personalization formula. Use specific details about the prospect or their company to show you've done your research. Example: congratulations on your recent Series B funding round. As you scale your team, have you considered how to streamline your onboarding process? 9. Social proof formula. Leverage testimonials or case studies to build credibility. Example: we've helped companies like Competitor 1 and Competitor 2 increase their email open rates by 45%. Would you be interested in learning how we did it? 10. Pain point formula. Focus on a specific pain point that your product or service addresses. Example: are manual data entry errors costing your company time and money? Our automated system can eliminate these errors and save you up to 20 hours per week. 11. Mutual connection formula. If you have a mutual connection, use it to establish trust. Example: mutual connection suggested I reach out to you about our new project management tool. They thought it might be a good fit for company name. 12. News hook. Formula. Tie your pitch to recent news or trends in the prospect's industry. Example: with the recent changes in data privacy laws, many companies are struggling to stay compliant. Our software can help you navigate these changes seamlessly. 13. Give compliment. Start with a genuine compliment about the prospect or their company. Example: I was impressed by your recent article on sustainable business practices. Have you considered how AI can further reduce your company's carbon footprint? 14. Before and after formula. Paint a picture of life before and after using your product or service. Example: before our tool, hours spent on manual data entry. After our tool, automated data processing, freeing up your team for strategic tasks. 15. FOMO, fear of missing out. Formula: create a sense of urgency or exclusivity. Example: we're offering a limited time 50% discount on our premium plan to the first 20 companies that sign up this week. 16. Storytelling formula. Use a brief story to illustrate the value of your product or service. Example: last year, a company just like yours was struggling with problem. After implementing our solution, they saw a 200% increase in key metric within 3 months. 17. Challenge formula. Present a challenge to the prospect that your product can help them overcome. Example: I challenge you to find a more efficient way to manage your customer relationships than our CRM. If you can, I'll personally cover the cost of your current solution for a year. 18. Empathy formula. Show that you understand and relate to the prospect's challenges. Example: as a fellow small business owner, I know how challenging it can be to balance growth with customer satisfaction. That's why we developed a tool that helps you do both. 19. Referral formula. If you've been referred by someone, mention it up front. Example: referrer name suggested I reach out to you about our new marketing automation platform. They thought it might help solve some of the challenges you've been facing. 20. Contrast formula. Highlight the difference between your solution and the status quo. Example: while most project management tools focus on tasks, ours prioritizes outcomes. The result? 40% faster project completion times. 21. Curiosity gap. Formula: create intrigue by hinting at information without fully revealing it. Example: we've discovered a unique way to boost email open rates by 75%. Curious to know how? 22. Value proposition. Formula: clearly state the unique value your product or service offers. Example: our AI-powered chatbot can handle 80% of customer inquiries, freeing up your support team to focus on complex issues. 23. Problem solution benefit. Formula: identify a problem, present your solution, and highlight the benefits. Example: problem: high customer acquisition costs. Solution: our targeted lead generation tool. Benefit: reduce CAC by up to 40%. 24. Shock and awe. Formula: start with a surprising statistic or fact to grab attention. Example: did you know that 68% of B2B businesses are losing money due to poor lead quality? Our lead scoring system can help you focus on the 32% that matter. 25. Future pacing formula. Help the prospect imagine a future with your product or service. Example: imagine never having to worry about server downtime again. With our cloud solution, that future is possible. 26. Reverse psychology. Formula: use reverse psychology to pique interest. Example: this email isn't for you if you're satisfied with your current conversion rates, but if you're looking to boost them by 50%, let's talk. 27. Bandwagon effect. Formula: show that others in the industry are already using your solution. Example: 9 out of 10 top companies in your industry are already using our analytics tool. Want to see why? 28. Reciprocity formula. Offer something of value upfront to encourage reciprocation. Example: I've attached a free 30-minute masterclass on improving email deliverability. If you find it useful, I'd love to discuss how our tool can automate these best practices for you. 29. Scarcity formula. Create a sense of scarcity to prompt action. Example: we're only onboarding 5 new clients this quarter to ensure top-notch service. Would you like to claim one of these spots? 30. Comparison formula. Directly compare your solution to alternatives. Example: while competitor offers basic email tracking, our tool provides advanced analytics, A/B testing, and AI-powered suggestions, all at a lower price point. 31. Milestone formula. Tie your outreach to a significant milestone or event. Example: congratulations on your company's 10th anniversary. As you look towards the next decade, have you considered how AI can streamline your operations? 32. Problem stack formula. List multiple problems that your solution addresses. Example: struggling with low email open rates, high unsubscribe rates, poor click-through rates. Our email optimization tool addresses all these issues and more. 33. Unexpected value formula. Offer unexpected value to stand out. Example: I've analyzed your website and have 3 specific suggestions to improve your conversion rate. Would you like me to share them with you? 34. Authority formula. Establish your authority or expertise in the field. Example: as a 20-year veteran in the cybersecurity industry and author of Securing the Digital Frontier, I've developed a unique approach to data protection. 35. Question stack formula. Use a series of questions to engage the prospect and highlight pain points. Example: are you tired of juggling multiple marketing tools? Frustrated by the lack of integration? Wondering if there's a better way? Our all-in-one marketing suite might be the answer. 36. Use an analogy to explain your product or service. Example: our project management tool is like a GPS for your business projects. It shows you the fastest route to completion and alerts you to potential roadblocks. 37. Before, during, after formula. Expand on the before-after formula by including the implementation phase. Example: before, struggling with data silos. During, quick, painless integration of our system. After, all your data at your fingertips, driving informed decisions. 38. Listicle formula. Present information in an easy-to-digest list format. Example: 3 ways our tool can boost your productivity. 1. Automates repetitive tasks. 2. Provides real-time collaboration features. 3. Offers AI-powered insights for better decision-making. 40. Humor formula. Use appropriate humor to stand out and build rapport. Example: I promise this isn't another email about extending your car's warranty. It's about extending your customer's lifetime value instead. 41. Cliffhanger series. Formula. Split your pitch into a series of emails, each ending with a cliffhanger. Example: Email 1. Did you know there's a way to double your email open rates? Email 2. The secret lies in a little-known technique that only 2% of marketers use. Email 3. Ready to learn this technique? Let's schedule a call. 42. Contrarian view. Formula. Present a view that goes against common wisdom in your industry. Example: contrary to popular belief, more content doesn't always mean better SEO. Our tool focuses on quality over quantity, and here's why it works. 43. Mini case study formula. Present a brief case study in your email. Example: Company X was struggling with a 5% conversion rate. After implementing our tool, they saw a jump to 15% in just 2 months. Want to know how? 44. Nostalgia. Formula. Tap into nostalgia to create an emotional connection. Example: remember when customer service meant talking to a real person? Our AI chatbot brings back that personal touch at scale. 45. Visionary formula. Paint a picture of the future of the industry and how your product fits into it. Example: the future of marketing is hyper-personalization. Our AI-powered tool is at the forefront of this revolution. Want to see how it works? Conclusion. As we've seen today, there are numerous approaches to crafting effective cold emails. Remember, the key is to test different formulas and see what works best for your specific audience and offering. Always focus on providing value, being authentic, and respecting your recipient's time and inbox. Lastly, don't forget about email deliverability. No matter how great your copy is, It won't matter if your email doesn't reach the inbox. Always be mindful of spam trigger words and focus on creating genuine, valuable content for your prospects. Welcome everyone to our brainstorming session on campaign angles. We are going to cover 10 best or 10 powerful strategies that will revolutionize your cold email campaigns. These aren't just any simple tips and tricks or gimmicks. These are comprehensive approach that will increase your open rate, reply rate, and ultimately your success in client acquisition. Let's get started. Let's begin with our first angle, problem sniffing, the art of personalized pain point identification. This isn't just about guessing what issues your prospects might have. It's about becoming a detective in your prospect's world. Imagine you're targeting restaurants. You're not just sending generic emails about restaurant solutions. No, you're scouring online reviews, analyzing local news, and even visiting locations to identify specific pressing issues. Maybe you've noticed a trend of complaints about long wait times, or perhaps there's a new local ordinance affecting outdoor seating. By mentioning these specific, relevant problems in your cold email, you're not just another salesperson. You're a knowledgeable partner who's done their homework and is ready to offer tailored solutions. Moving on to our second angle, humor with a purpose, crafting truly funny, relevant campaigns. Now, when I say funny, I don't mean throwing in a random joke. I'm talking about creating campaigns that make your prospects genuinely laugh while simultaneously highlighting the value of your offering. It's a delicate balance, but when done right, it's incredibly powerful. Consider the pest control company that sent out a series of bedbug memes to hotels. These weren't just any memes. They were carefully crafted to be hilarious to hotel managers while subtly pointing out the nightmarish scenarios that could unfold without proper pest control. The result? Prospects were entertained, engaged, and primed to consider the company's services. Our third angle is AI prospect enrichment, leveraging technology for hyper-personalization. This is where we use AI and technology with creative marketing. Imagine having an AI system that doesn't just know your product inside and out, but can also analyze each prospect's unique situation and generate tailored suggestions. For instance, if you're selling a versatile marketing platform, your AI could analyze a prospect's website, social media presence, and industry trends to generate a custom report on how your platform could solve their specific marketing challenges. This isn't just personalization, it's creating a vision of success for each prospect that's so clear and attainable, they can't help but be intrigued. The fourth angle we'll explore is the perfect storm, capitalizing on the stars aligning. This strategy is about identifying and acting on those rare perfect moments when multiple factors converge to create an ideal opportunity. It's not just about timing, it's about recognizing patterns and being ready to strike when conditions are optimal. For example, you might target companies that have recently changed their email security protocols, are in a growth phase, and have just hired a new IT director. By reaching out at this precise moment with a solution that addresses their current situation, you're not just relevant, you're prescient. Next, we have the power of precision. Use extremely relevant case studies. This goes far beyond simply name-dropping successful clients. It's about creating a library of highly specific, detailed case studies and then matching them with laser precision to your prospects. Imagine segmenting your financial services prospects not just by industry, but by size, location, specific services offered, and even the technologies they use. Then, presenting them with a case study of a company so similar to theirs, it's almost like looking in a mirror. This level of relevance doesn't just grab attention, it creates an immediate connection and credibility. Our sixth angle is influence by association, strategic influencer audience targeting. This isn't about blindly chasing after any popular figure's audience, it's about identifying thought leaders whose philosophies and audience align perfectly with your offering without being direct competitors. For instance, if you offer advanced sales training, you might target the audience of a well-known business coach who emphasizes the importance of sales but doesn't offer in-depth training themselves. You're not just reaching out to a random list, you're connecting with an audience that's already primed to see the value in what you offer. The seventh angle is the irresistible offer, crafting the ultimate lead magnet. This isn't just about offering something for free, it's about providing something of such high value that it seems almost too good to be true. Imagine offering not just a free trial, but a comprehensive, personalized analysis of a prospect's current systems, complete with actionable insights they can use whether they become a client or not. The key here is that your lead magnet must be both scalable for you and transformatively valuable for your prospects. Angle number 8 is the altruistic approach, being genuinely useful without expectation. This strategy involves providing significant value upfront with no strings attached. It's about playing the long game, building trust and credibility over time. For example, you might alert companies to potential security vulnerabilities in their systems, provide a free guide on navigating new industry regulations, or offer insights from your proprietary market research. Only after you've established yourself as a valuable resource do you introduce your paid solutions. Our ninth angle is the art of brevity, mastering the two-sentence email. In a world of information overload, sometimes less is more. But these aren't just any two sentences. They're carefully crafted to pack a powerful punch. The first sentence typically highlights a relevant observation or pain point, while the second offers an intriguing solution or question. For instance, I noticed your website isn't optimized for mobile users, potentially losing you 50% of your traffic. Would you like a free report on how to fix this in under a week? Last but not least, we have the expertise showcase, perfecting the flash roll. This isn't just about stating your credentials, it's about demonstrating your expertise in a way that's both impressive and directly relevant to your prospect's needs. In a cold email, this might mean sharing a quick but profound insight into their industry or offering a glimpse into your unique methodology. The goal is to leave them thinking, wow, these people really know their stuff. As we conclude, I want to emphasize that these angles aren't meant to be used in isolation. The true magic happens when you start combining them, creating multifaceted campaigns that resonate on multiple levels. And remember, the key to success in cold emailing is continuous testing, learning, and refining. What works brilliantly for one audience might fall flat with another. I really hope you found this course valuable, but either way, please leave a review and share your experience. Hi everyone, in today's lecture, let us discuss some of the creative and cool ideas for your campaigns, as well as how you should structure your workflow or how you should build your pipeline for a successful cold email campaign. Let's start by understanding why this is very important, because every campaign is different. What works from one might fall for other. So we have to try with different ideas. We have to come up with different proposition, different angle, different lead magnets, everything like that. So before we jump into specific examples, let us quickly run through some common type of campaigns that you might encounter in your career. I have built and run campaigns from lead generation, community building, sales outreach, brand awareness, event promotion, product launches, non-profit or fundraising efforts, customer retention, feedback and service, seasonal and holiday promotions, influencer marketing, referral programs. The list goes on. And each of these campaign types requires a different approach, different angle, different offer, different copy, different subject line, bunch of it. So let us discuss how you can build out entire workflow for different type of funnels. Now, let's look at our first example, a sales SaaS tool brand promotion campaign. For this type of campaign, you'll want to focus on identifying key pain points in the sales process that your tool solves. Think about showcasing specific features and their benefits. Don't forget to highlight case studies or success stories. People love to see real-world results. And of course, offering a free trial or demo can be a great way to get your foot in the door. When it comes to the workflow for this campaign, you might start by researching target companies and their sales challenges. Then, craft personalized messages addressing these challenges. Create a sequence of emails that gradually introduce your tool's features and always include clear calls to action for demos or trials. Let's move on to our next case study, a social platform looking to gain users. This campaign is particularly interesting. Here's how you might approach it. First, segment your list by targeting CEOs and founders. Then, further segment by LinkedIn follower count. Here's where it gets really cool. Use AI to personalize each email with suggestions on how they could use the platform. The workflow for this campaign might look something like this. Build your segmented list, develop an AI prompt that generates personalized platform usage ideas, create a sequence that introduces the platform and its benefits, and include social proof from well-known influencers. Remember, personalization was key here. This campaign received positive responses from high-profile influencers due to its tailored approach. Now, let's talk about a blockchain fintech campaign. This one's all about investment. You'll want to target VC firms with a history of investing in fintech or blockchain. Use data from sources like Harmonic.ai and Crunchbase to build your list. For this type of campaign, you might craft a standard script for raising money for SaaS companies. The workflow here involves building a highly targeted list of potential investors, developing a compelling pitch that highlights your unique value proposition, creating a sequence that gradually builds interest and urgency, and including clear next steps for interested parties. Keep in mind, while getting positive responses might be relatively easy, securing actual investments is much more challenging. Now, I want to emphasize something really important: the power of your offer and targeting. Let me give you two contrasting examples. We had a movie promotion campaign, a non-profit effort offering free movie screening tickets. This campaign had an exceptionally high response rate. It just goes to show the power of a good offer. On the flip side, we had a developer tool campaign targeting individual contributors and mid-level management in engineering roles. Despite extensive personalization, this campaign struggled. It highlights the challenges of reaching certain audiences through cold email. The key takeaway here is that your offer and targeting are just as important as your email content. You can have the most beautifully crafted email in the world, but if it's not reaching the right people with the right offer, it's not going to perform. Now, let's talk about leveraging AI and data. Many successful campaigns use AI and data scraping to enhance personalization. For instance, the outbound data tool campaign used AI to analyze prospects' experiences and create tailored content. Similarly, the marketing agency community outreach used AI to create custom suggestions and white papers. When using AI, remember to focus on creating value for the recipient, not just on personalization for its own sake. The goal is to make the recipient feel like you understand their needs and have something valuable to offer. To wrap up, let's recap the key elements of successful campaign brainstorming. First, understand your target audience deeply. Really get into their heads. What are their pain points, their desires, their challenges? Second, craft a compelling offer. Make it something they can't resist. Third, leverage data and AI for personalization. Use the tools at your disposal to create truly tailored experiences. And finally, continuously test and refine your approach. Every campaign is an opportunity to learn and improve. Don't be discouraged by campaigns that don't perform as well as expected. Use them as learning experiences to refine your approach for the next one. Remember, even the most experienced marketers have campaigns that don't quite hit the mark. The key is to learn from each experience and apply those lessons going forward. Alright, that brings us to the end of our lecture. I hope you found this deep dive into campaign brainstorming helpful. Welcome everyone. Today, we're diving into the crucial topic of legal compliance in cold emailing. Understanding these regulations is essential to protect your business and maintain ethical practices. The CAN-SPAM Act. This act is sets of rules for commercial email and messages. Key requirements of CAN-SPAM. A. Don't use false or misleading header information. B. Don't use deceptive subject lines. C. Identify the message as an ad. D. Include your valid physical postal address. E. Tell recipients how to opt out of future emails. F. Honor opt-out requests promptly. G. Monitor what others are doing on your behalf. Always research local laws when emailing internationally. Best practices beyond compliance. Be transparent about who you are and why you're reaching out. Provide genuine value in your emails. Respect do not contact lists. Keep accurate records of consent and communication. Compliance isn't just about avoiding penalties. It's about building trust with your prospects and customers. Remember, these laws and policies aren't meant to prevent legitimate business communication. They're designed to protect consumers and maintain the integrity of email as a communication channel. It's time to talk about how to create that perfect offer for cold emails that Alex Hormozi talked about in his book 100 Million Offers. I have read this book, so you don't have to, but there are some missing points that I will add in these further lectures as we move on. So first of all, Alex Hormozi has mentioned that he uses cold emails as a main source for lead generation and client acquisition. And when it comes to crafting an offer, whether it's for cold emails or for cold calls, Alex Hormozi is on a god level. So he has break down his 100 million offer by these 4 fundamentals. The first is know exactly who you serve, which means that understand your target audience and their specific needs and pain points. Second is understand their wants and needs. Gain insights into what your audience desires and requires. Third fundamental is offer something that actually fills those wants and needs. Create solution or create lead magnets that addresses your audience wants and needs. And lastly, make it clear, simple, and easy to understand. Present your offering in a clear and easy to understand manner, for example in a 5th to 6th grade level English. Don't use very complex word structures or technical jargons in your emails. Write your copy as if a 5th standard student has written your email. You can use Hemingway for this. In his book, he talks about understanding your prospect. Whenever you are sending out cold email, you already might know that they are not looking for you, they don't want your service right now, they don't trust you, and they are not qualified for your cold emails. But we have to create that offer and provide value in our email or in our first cold email so that our prospect will raise hand to get in further touch or to get in service with us. The goal here is to get them to raise their hand with our service and with our offer. This is one of the quote which I really love, which is make an offer so good that they feel dumb saying no to. We are not trying to tickle their interest, we are trying to blow their mind in 30 seconds with the value that we are going to provide them. Therefore, to create that 100 million offer strategy, we have to make sure that our copy are not boring, competitive, absurd, and complex. If our offer does not spark any excitement, it is an offer killer. Further, if you are sending similar or same type of email as everyone else is sending in your industry, your offer and your cold email campaign will shut down by competitiveness. Third is don't be absurd. Don't promise insane guarantees like I will fly you to the moon and everything like that. Be authentic, be loyal, and be creditable, meaning show some social proof, testimonials, or reviews that you have done from the previous clients, and don't overpromise. Don't try to get your clients to say yes by overpromising if you're not going to fulfill that promise moving further. It will plummet your entire brand and any work that you have done. Last is don't make it complex. Many times a lot of people uses complex words, complex structures, and when our prospect is reading our email, they don't know what we are offering or what we do. So avoid using these 4 offer killers. Next, he covers about offering lead magnets in your cold emails. So what are lead magnets? Lead magnets are resources or mini service that are related to your core offer and solves a part of their problem or their pain point. They should be good enough that others usually pay for it. Bruh. Now I have taken lead magnet a step further and divided them in 3 parts. It is not an Alex Hormozi idea, it is my perspective. So there are 3 types of lead magnets. Tier 3 lead magnets are the first type of lead magnets and you can only use if you don't have any other lead magnets available to you. These are basically a PDF, templates, a blog post, case studies, or white papers. This type of lead magnets doesn't work now. There is no personalization. No one has time to read your 100-page PDF. They want instant and quick value upfront without trading too much of their time for your lead magnet. So introducing tier number 2 lead magnets, which are mini courses or 1-hour masterclass, free trials of your software, of your CRM or of your website, usable data like lead leads, prospecting, personalization, so you can offer tier 2 lead magnets. Usually I use these mini courses as my lead magnets in my email because I have a lot of courses, so all I need to do is take out 5 to 6 different lectures, combine them and format them in a proper format of a mini course structure and provide that as a lead magnet to my audience. That way I'm showing my expertise and authority in my thing or in my domain, and you will build trust, relationship with me unconsciously. And that's where tier 1 lead magnets comes in, which are full courses, mini service, free softwares. So for example, if I am targeting a very high ticket client, I will offer my entire course as a lead magnet. And our prospect will think that this person knows what he's talking about. He puts his money where his mouth is. This type of lead magnets will work a lot better than simply providing a PDF that no one has time to read. Second is mini service. Let us take an example of a funnel building agency. So if you are building funnels from coaches or from author, you can use mini service as a lead magnet. For example, you will build a wireframe or a mock-up of the landing page of the book that author is going to publish or the course that coach is going to publish. Last but not least, valuable lead magnets are free software. For example, you can easily build those software by using ChatGPT or Claude. To give you an idea of free software, MailMeteor has this free tool spam checker, which you can easily build out again by using ChatGPT, that will detect spam word in your email and remove your spam word. It will provide overall score of your email copy, your word, your read time of few seconds, as well as some of the hashtag. It is a great tool, so make sure to check it out. So these are all the types of lead magnets that you can use in your cold email campaigns. Now Alex Hormozi also talked about personalization. Personalize and then give big value fast. The idea is to make the cold outreach feel like a warm outreach. I got 50% response bump in email. All I did is I rewrote all of our templates in below 3rd grade reading level. And last but not least, he talked about to build a successful email follow-up sequence. If you contact someone multiple times, then you show them that you are serious. Curiosity increases because they fear they are missing out. And as we have already covered about email infrastructure, email sequence and email follow-up, you are good to go. Alright guys, after crafting your perfect offer, it's time to send out our cold emails. But who we are going to send out our emails to? Well, it's time to introduce lead generation, where we will find our perfect and ideal customer profile that we will send out our cold email with our perfect offer. So in Alex Hormozi's second book, which is 100 Million Leads, he describes 3 types of techniques to collect your leads. The first is scraping your leads. There are way many tools available out there to scrape your leads from LinkedIn, from Instagram, from YouTube, from Twitter, etc. etc. But the issues with scraping tools are a lot of emails will be catch-all or not valid. And if you are sending out those emails from your cold email infrastructure, your entire email infrastructure will dead. You will have zero deliverability as you send out more and more emails to those catch-all and not valid email addresses, because it will increase your bounce rate and it will decrease your email longevity and deliverability. Second technique he talked about is buying leads. You can buy leads from brokers, from websites, even from influencers or from YouTubers or from their newsletters. But the issue here is it will be very expensive or more on the costlier side. And if you are just starting out, you don't want to necessarily buy leads and wonder that if they will be working or not. And if you are spending too much on acquiring or buying leads, remember that you still have to spend money on email infrastructure. And combination of all of those expenses will be much higher if you are just starting out. So avoid buying leads from local market or from local website. The last strategy that you can use is elbow grease, meaning you get in Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and try to communicate with people and scrape their email addresses. All of these 3 techniques requires either too many time upfront or too much investment or money upfront. But allow me to show you the best AI tool or the best software that I use for my cold email outreach. And again, in his book, he doesn't talk about any AI tool or software that he uses from lead generation and client acquisition. But I will show you the best, easiest, affordable, and most comprehensive email outreach tool that is available out there, which is Sales Handy. This is the lead finder or lead generation tool by Sales Handy, which has more than 700 plus contacts across 60 plus millions companies worldwide. It is the best of the best, and I use from my lead generation, from my cold email outreach, from my email warm-ups, from my client management. There are multiple of features and advantages of using Sales Handy. And if you want to use this tool for free alongside with me for lead finder, for your email warm-ups, for your cold email campaigns, you can use this link to sign up with Sales Handy. This link will be in the research section so that you don't have to manually type it out in your browser. To be honest, this is my affiliate link. If you sign up with this link, you will not only have free credits of lead finders, as well as you can create your cold email campaigns in Sales Handy for free, but you will also have my goodwill, you will also have my wishes with you. And this is not an affiliate or a sponsor course. Sales Handy doesn't know who I am or even I exist or not, but it is my duty to show you the best, easiest and affordable tool for your cold email campaigns. So let us get started by finding leads in Lead Finder in Sales Handy. Finding your target audience, target market and your ICP within Lead Finder is very easy because it offers bunch of filters that you can apply, and you can filter out your leads by skills, location, role and department, revenue, industry, education. Bunch of filters Sales Handy provides. So let us explore one by one. Starting with location, you can easily filter out your leads by demographic. Let's say you're targeting people who are working in San Francisco, or you can even target a whole country, which can be USA, UK, Canada, etc. etc. So you can simply type USA. And on the right hand side of the screen, we have bunch of prospect. As you can see, the total number of prospect with their name, with their job titles, where they are based from, which is Los Angeles, CA, USA, which company they are working from, and their LinkedIn URL. We can have their phone number, their work email address within just one single click, and that's the power of Lead Finder. Now let us filter furthermore. Let's say you're targeting VPs or Vice President of Marketing Agency to present your lead generation ideas or your outbound strategies to them. So we can go to roles and departments. We can enter Vice President, and as you type out, it will populate with suggestions. We can target Vice President of Branding or Advertising. As you can see, the number just went to 152 leads. On the prospect page, we have the title, which is Vice President of Advertising at this company. Amazing. Now we can also add, let's say, Vice President of Branding. You can also filter out with the department. Let's say we want marketing and sales people. We also have management level. We want VPs. We can also target directors. You can also include interns and unpaids. Well, the possibilities of finding your leads by using lead finders is limitless. You can also filter out your prospect by their job role duration. For example, if they are a new VP at this agency, they are more likely to hear your ideas and your solution. So you can select last 6 months, last 3 months, it's totally up to you. So feel free to play around with this filterization. We can also add years of experience. We are only looking, let's say 3 to 10 years of experience or Vice President. We can also filter out by company size or how many people at that company is working. We can target those companies, let's say 50 to 100. 50 to 100 employee count. So these companies will have 50 to 100 employees working for that. You can also filter out by revenue, industry, education, contact info, specific keywords. For example, if you are searching from SEO agency or Google Ad agency or any AI agency, you can use keywords as well. And you can save your search as well so that you don't have to manually input all of this filter again and again if you are more likely to come back at those specific filters and at those specific searches. So yes, that's how you can find out highly targeted market, highly targeted audience, or highly targeted prospect by using Lead Finder or Sales Handy for pennies. You don't have to spend a fortune or bank buying leads, scraping leads by using software. You can easily use Lead Finder and customize your search as per your offer, service, and your industry. Now to find their email address, as well as if you're doing cold calling, you can find out their phone number easily by simply clicking on Get Contact Info. It will use 1 credit from finding out everything about this prospect. For example, their phone number, their email addresses, their entire history, what they have done, where they have studied, what they are doing right now, what are some of their previous roles, and you can easily save as a prospect and add this into your cold email campaign. So all you need to do is click on Save as a prospect. So your prospect enrichment is been saved. Now if you want to add this prospect into your cold email sequence, all you need to do is click on Add to Sequence. We will look into it in further lectures where we will build sequence and start our cold email campaign. Now in order to select all of the prospect, click on Select All, click on Get Info, click on Yes. Within 5 seconds, you have enriched your prospect information with their email, with their phone number, with their previous roles, where they have studies, everything about them, and you can easily add those by clicking on Select All and Add to Sequence. So let us click on Add to Sequence. We will need to create a new sequence and a new step. But first of all, we will need email addresses. We will need domains to send out our emails to. So in the next lecture, I will show you step by step on how to buy domains, how to purchase secondary domains, as well as how to set up your email addresses or mailboxes and then import those email addresses to Sales Handy to initiate our cold email campaigns. Alright guys, I will see you in the next lecture where we are going to build our entire email infrastructure.